Hey YouTube, this is Pepper One, and welcome to Boots on the Ground and News You Should Know. If you have purchased our scenario cards, our raw scenario cards, if you do not mind, please leave us a review. That would really help us on Amazon. These are just scenarios of things that could happen, and they are used to get your mind running, and also to, can I prepare for this? Do I have the infrastructure? Do I have the supplies to get through whatever scenarios on the card? So I'd appreciate that. Let's get right into the important stuff. The Houthis attacked 2 more tankers, so they're being very efficient in stopping the flow of goods. Florida is looking like they're going to have a catastrophic real estate crisis, and it's definitely caused by a lot of homeowners association fees are being raised dramatically, also skyrocketing insurance for residents, and this is definitely going to be a problem. There's some experts in the field that says some of these condo associations have to do maintenance that are required by law, especially these high-rise condos, and it's very, very costly. Also, to show you how bad the economy is, in Atlanta, the popular budget travel company called Megabus is cutting a bunch of routes. Some of these routes operate between Atlanta, Charlotte, Durham, Richmond, and Washington, and these are being discontinued. To me, this is very surprising, seeing that these are budget. It seems like as more people can afford to travel, they're going to be using the budget airlines. They're going to use the budget bus routes. But no, they're having major problems. And other routes are being canceled. Routes between Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston. So definitely a problem. Also, New York City's having a severe problem. This problem is people riding the city buses but not paying. They're boarding without paying. And the Democratic-controlled council there and the people in charge are not prosecuting these people, so it's just widespread now. Close to 50% of people getting on the bus are not paying, and that's why they're having a budget problem. Also, Germany and Volkswagen, they're having some severe problems themselves, and they've tried to cut and become more profitable, but it's not enough for them. So they have announced they can't rule out plant closing in its home country of Germany. And this has been really something they haven't been wanting to do and not needing to do, but now major problems. So you're seeing more and more people not buying vehicles, and it's resulting in, now it's going to result in more layoffs worldwide, more layoffs in the United States, and this is just a revolving snowball that's getting bigger and bigger. Costco, I reported this months and months ago about them raising their membership fees. That I think it's finally come into effect. Congress, they have a lot of work to do. They have 3 weeks to pass a spending bill to avoid a shutdown. They continue to do continuous resolutions. They put Band-Aids on the problem, and the problem is they like to spend too much money. You've probably seen that over 10,000 U.S. hotel workers are on strike. And these go with the Hilton, with Hyatt, and with Marriott International. They're asking for better conditions, more pay. They're saying that they have to do much more work, where they used to have 4 people to do the work for 4. Now there are 3 people to do the work of 4. And they're complaining about they're not able to give the service that they need to give to their customers. There's also maybe some additional people that will be going on strike. I will give you some pricing. The housekeepers in Baltimore that work for the hotel, they're fighting to bring wages up to $20 per hour from their current $16.20. In Boston, housekeepers make $28 per hour, and the union is seeking $10 per hour raise by the end of 4 years. Massachusetts Republicans are asking the governor why there's $1 million in secret migrant spending, and this is crisis spending. They're trying to figure out where this money is going. So $1 billion, $1 billion. California Governor Newsom has until the end of September to sign a bill that will require public universities within the state to hire illegal immigrant students who do not have work permits. Insanity is spreading wild in California. So you're going to hire people that are here illegally. Allstate has been approved for the largest rate increase in California. and this is the biggest increase of any major insurer in the past 3 years. It will hike insurance rates by the average of 34.1%. They could see even larger. It depends where you live. And this is basically because to replace those houses over there, it's just costing more. And this is a direct result of inflation. If you've been following Dollar General, they had a huge loss last week. And I looked at their stats for the last year, their last 52 weeks, they have lost 50% of their value. And this is directly due to consumers, and these would be low-end consumers going to Dollar General, cutting back on their spending. So we're starting to see it everywhere. Chicago is facing almost $1 billion shortfall for 2025. So they're going to have to do some spending cuts. They'll probably do some increased taxes. So just more layoffs, it looks like, for Chicago, and hiring freezes. The Vermont Department of Health is advising educators and family to not use the words son and daughter when speaking to students. This is to form more equity in the classroom. So they will be calling them, I guess, child or kids instead of saying daughters or sons. This is Klarna. I actually do not know anything much about this company, but they're laying off 1,800 employees. And this is a direct result to AI coming into play. So AI is making layoffs for a lot of people. Companies realize, hey, we can use AI. We don't need workers. 2 service members were accosted in Turkey. There was lots of videos on this. They were grabbed. One of them had a bag pulled over his head. It was very, very easy to snatch some of these Marines. They were on leave. They were in civilian clothes. There has been a lot more demonstrations in Turkey saying, Yankee go home. So we're not wanted there. This is from a viewer. We just had this happen here in a small town in western Kentucky. This past weekend, a friend witnessed a gray bus unload a couple dozen people at a local motel. All men, no women or children. She said they ran in to get into the room. She got pictures, was afraid to send them to me by text. An hour later, I had to go into town as well. I saw the same gray bus unloading dozens more men, about 20 to 25 years old. I tried to get videos or pictures, but by the time I was able to pull over, they were inside. I have seen this bus a couple of times before and thought it was strange. The bus had Florida license plates. Keep your eyes open, everyone. Stay safe and keep armed. This person sent me this that said the last Ukraine spending bill had 2 provisions in it. The first provided Biden and Harris with nearly $500 million for foreign entry assistance. But it was not restricted to just Ukraine. They could use this money for any, I guess, illegal immigrants. The second gave Biden and Harris another $1.6 million that could be used anywhere. So more additional money going into really a very sloppy bill that is our taxpayers going to basically import people into this country to replace you. This is from Georgia, state of Georgia. The global lumber company Interfor announced last week that they will be closing 2 of its facilities in the southeast. So logs deliveries to these plants have been cut off immediately. So this is going to definitely affect the local economies in Georgia, just more layoffs. It also could jack up the price of lumber. With not as many people cutting lumber, the supply will go down, and this would cause prices to be jacked up again. This person said, I went to the store, and they went to a couple stores here in a little town in northwest Arkansas. The cheapest eggs were $3.77 a dozen, over $1 more from last week. This is in China. Very rare to have gun crime in China, but a police officer was killed and 2 others wounded. I guess a man went into a business and he had a knife. Then he was able to overpower one of the law enforcement police officers and took his gun. And then there was story after story that I did a little research on. People not using guns, but using knives. Knives attacks are increasing in China. Some of this is because I believe definitely because of the Chinese economy is getting very bad. Major young people not being able to find jobs. So a lot of crime is being done with knives. Turkey has put in an application to join the BRICS nation. This is not good. I think Turkey's playing both sides. They're playing the EU, NATO side. They're playing the Russia, China, BRICS nation side. And I don't blame them. They're trying to figure out who is going to be the top dog in the next few years. Restaurants, a lot of reports of restaurants closing, laying off people, and it's a direct result of me and you and the average American not spending going out to eat. Everything is tight, so people are not spending, and it's causing a lot of problems. Even Michelin, they announced that they need to introduce a voluntary severance package. They need to get rid of some workers, and they had a ton of workers apply for this. I guess it was better to apply for it than to get laid off. You got more if you took their severance package. I talked to a small town cop the other day, and the crime in that town has exploded. I know where that town is. I would never thought those crimes were happening. These crimes are happening, but they're not making it into the public. And I'm talking home invasions, assaults, you name it is happening in small town USA, and it's really happening everywhere. So be extremely careful. If you can, do not travel out alone, especially if you're a woman. Go with another woman, go with a man, go with your family, but be very watchful of the crime that is out there. We've seen some illegal aliens taking over apartment buildings, and this is in a few spots. This is nothing unusual. There's gangs that take over apartment buildings all throughout the United States. And it is a shame that good people have to live with this threat every day of the crime, the gangs. So hopefully the law enforcement agencies will start enforcing laws, will start arresting people and making our communities safer. I'm sheltered. I live in a very safe community, but I feel very sad for especially elderly people. I've talked to some elderly people who said they do not go outside anymore because of the crime rate. They definitely do not go outside at night. They do not go anywhere. They're making sure they're home when the sun goes down. They're home with their doors locked. Thanks for watching.